meeting this morning. The meetings are ongoing, but the sentiments that are arising are as follows. One is the need for the region and Africa as a whole to mobilize and ensure that the role of the private sector in the economy is enhanced. So that's one key message that's coming out. The other one is around improving or reforming global financial architecture. And one thing that has come up time and again is really the need for Africa to have its own independent rating agency. As we were meeting in the morning, in a keynote message that was delivered by President Adesina during the Cabinet dialogue was one of those. What the private sector can do in Africa, and at the same time also what the global financial architecture should be like. There's also a feeling that some of the processes within the African Development Bank itself are very slow. So therefore there's a need for some of those processes and for the bank itself to be more nimble, more faster and more responsive to the needs of the government. The policy makers also have a role to play. And in this case, we are being urged to share information where we can and to also push harder and have our voice heard at a number of tables where our voice is not heard. And especially the identification of bankable projects is something that falls on the individual country. So these are some of the issues that have arisen seen yesterday and today and going forward.
Right now, there are challenges that has really come out and has been articulated generally during this summit the question of climate change and climate needs as a currency in the continent of Africa. There is a sentiment that a lot of these better institutions are not pronouncing that we have these challenges. Is it a conversation that we've had on governance and what has been the resolution?
This is also not a new issue. It has been discussed over and over in many platforms, in many fora in the past. And it's true that during this AFDB meeting, this issue of access to climate financing is an issue for African countries. First of all, it is about the scale. When countries access, the size is too small. The other part of it is that there are also capacity issues even with countries to access smart climate financing also need preparation on the part of the country. So we are also called upon to do the best we can to prepare our team to be technically equipped so that they can enter some of these negotiations. Because some of them sometimes there are huge paperwork that are needed before you access the financing. That is on our part, the EAC. So this single currency will bring a semblance of stability, and it will result into what economists call price equalization across the board. If there are price differential, say in Kenya, between Kenya and South Sudan, and you have one currency, it's likely to put those things across. So stability is one thing that we are going to see when the single currency comes on board, and also harmonized, enhanced trade is likely to take place. And then of course, the feeling of unity, because our vision is really to move to a political federation, something down the line, but we need to achieve the single currency before we move there. So stability, good trade, and the feeling that we are one. But of course, in the end, it's likely that single currency may have, there are always competing needs. We look at it this way. If you are in the Eurozone, for example, whether you are in Italy or in France, you have a single currency, the euro. But sometimes there are country competing needs. Those ones you don't always take them away. Country needs in terms of development on the road, or whether you are looking at technology, this issue of digital currencies that are rising, so those needs will be there. But a single currency will be a plus to have than a minus.
Correct. So, Governor, last year there was a question around trade, which is one of the major concerns that we have had with African countries. Is the fact that there is a lot of cost that then comes that in the trade among inter-Africa trade particularly because of the need to change these currencies because again we're not trading in our local currency. So once we have this regional currency, in terms of helping trade the region, how much are we looking at trading in terms of transactional cost?
Let me just say for now, we are trading among ourselves. It's just that the level of trading is not as high as we see it in other regions. So that is the observation that is there. But we would like to trade more among ourselves. Instead of sending raw materials overseas, we would like to refine them and have evaluation and even produce. Because when you send raw materials, you send jobs abroad. But when you produce and find them at home, you create jobs at home. So that's that side that I need to say. But once you have a single currency, it will enable even more intra-Africa trade. Because you are trading the same currency, just like euro, it will be shilling, whatever name we're going to call it. It will be more likely, it might be shilling or something else, or maybe pound. But it will allow more trade within. But of course, you can also say, if there's one unit, one currency within the EAC, what about others? And that's why there's this Pan-African movement, both in terms of payment system and in terms of currency. As you can know today, there's the East Africa payment system, which is in advanced state, and there's also the Pan-African payment system. All these things are intended to harmonize local trade and payment system, and also do it at the regional level. So Africa is moving to a higher plane where trade and payment and technology and transfer and mobility, both of capital and people, will be more easier in the years ahead.